everyone, this is Yogita from English Finishing School. We are going to step on to the next letter of the grammar course. In the last video, we discussed about nouns, and today we are moving on to the next fundamental concept in parts of speech, that is pronouns. Now let's first understand what are pronouns. Pronouns are the substitute words. Now what do they substitute? They substitute nouns, that is naming words in a sentence, in a speech. So now why do we need to learn about pronouns in grammar? We need to learn about pronouns because we as human beings need variety and change in every part of our life. May it be our eating habits, our living standards, or else visiting places and many more things. And the same change we look forward to have in our speech. Like, let's understand, we are just using nouns and nouns again and again in a speech. If I'm just taking an example of a particular person, say named Mithali, I'm talking about that girl who is a friend of mine. So I can say Mithali is a good friend of mine. Mithali is in college. Mithali is a very clever girl. Mithali is very brilliant and dynamic. Mithali sometimes behaves very politely and sometimes very rigidly. Now using Mithali, Mithali, Mithali again and again, don't you think it is making my speech little boring? So just to avoid this boring effect, I am just looking forward for a better word, and my substitute words, that is pronouns, will help me making my speech effective. So I will use pronouns for that. So that is the real importance of pronouns in parts of speech and making it impactful. Now, the need for us is to understand various types of pronouns which are used in grammar. So let's understand it one by one. The first type of pronouns are personal pronouns. Now, when we say personal, of course they are related to persons. But in grammatical terminology, we just don't say persons are only human beings. There are three categories of personal pronouns. The first is first person. Now first person. What is first person? Right now you all are watching me and I am the speaker. So in a particular conversation, whoever is the speaker who is speaking, he will use the first person, that is I. So I and we are the first person in part, like personal pronouns. And the second person is like all you are watching me. The second person is you. The third person who is not in the scene. Right now we and you, I and you, and or probably we and you are together. But somebody is not present among us or between us. So we will call him, he or she, it, they. All these are third person. So the first person, I, we. Second person, you. Third person is he, she, it and they. And in the personal pronouns category, we discuss about subject as well as object pronouns as well. Now let's discuss what are subject pronouns. Subject pronouns means they act as a subject in a sentence. A subject is always the initial noun of a sentence or maybe the pronoun of a sentence, but they are always placed in the position of a subject, maybe in the beginning of a sentence. They will take, for example, when I am using the words like I, he, and say she, they. All these words are always happening at the beginning. I can't just end a sentence with they, I, we, you. Yeah, I can end you because you and you remain same at subject place as well as at an object place. So now let's talk about he. And the object pronoun for he is him, and for I is me, for we is us, for they is them. And definitely I cannot start a sentence with them. I cannot start a sentence with me or with us. So we need to clearly understand the position. In terms of their position in a sentence, we call them subject as well as object pronouns. So that goes for personal pronouns. Now the next type of pronouns which we need to understand is possessive pronouns. Now when I say possessive, I talk about a possession. I own something. Something belongs to me. You can say this house belongs to me, or else this car belongs to me. So I'll say this car is mine. Something belongs to you. So I can say this house is yours. So the words like mine, his, hers, yours, theirs, ours are called possessive pronouns because they talk about belongingness. They talk about possession. Now, there is a minute difference between possessive pronouns and possessive adjectives. Now, when we understand it with small example, when I say my mother, when I say your house, and when I say their school, now I am just adding one noun after every word, like my mother, mother is a noun, their house, house is a noun, our school, school is a noun. Now these words, when they are followed by a noun, they would not be pronouns. Let me tell you very clearly, because most of the times people get confused with it. So when I say my, our, your, and I follow these words by a noun, they will become possessive adjectives, not possessive pronouns. And the possessive pronouns have a clear-cut distinction from adjectives, like the words like my, ours, yours. Either they fall at the end or they fall in the beginning. So that is how this distinction has to be understood very clearly. The next type of pronouns which we have to discuss is reflexive and emphatic pronouns. Now the moment I add the word self, or we can say the suffix self to certain words, certain pronouns, they become reflexive pronouns or emphatic pronouns. Now reflexive and emphatic, the words are same. The list of words is same for reflexive as well as emphatic, but only the difference comes in the usage. I'll discuss it later on. So let's first understand what are reflexive words, pronoun words. Myself, yourself, himself, herself, themselves, or you can say oneself. All these words, when the self is added to a certain pronoun, we just call them reflexive and emphatic pronouns. Now, how are they called reflexive and how they become emphatic? In a sentence, the usage makes it that way. Let's understand. If I say, I have done this work myself, so myself is coming after this work, because here this work is more important and myself is less important. The moment I switch it into I myself have done this work, so here the emphasis of self becomes more important than the work. I have submitted, you have submitted your project, or you yourself have submitted this project. So there is a little difference. When I am adding myself, yourself, ourselves, all these words at the end, making the task more important, I am using it in a reflexive mode. And when I am just using it with the subject, I myself, you yourself, that puts it in an emphatic mode. So that is the clear difference between reflexive pronouns and emphatic pronouns. And emphatic pronouns are at times also called emphasizing or intensive pronouns. Next important category of pronouns is demonstrative pronouns. Now let's understand this word demonstrative. Demonstration. You present something by saying this, that. Now this and these. This is singular and these plural. So this and these are used to describe the things or objects or person nearby. Something is close to you. Example, you can say this is a nice picture because you are just standing close by. And that is a very nice picture. The picture is not close to you, picture is far away from you. So those are nice flowers, probably you are standing somewhere far from those flowers. So that is why you are using that and those for the far away things and this and these for the nearby things. But we need to again understand it in that perspective that let's not use pronouns as an adjective, because most of the times we get confused with that. When I say this flower or that pen or these boys or these gardens, so when I'm using the nouns followed by the words like this, that, these, those demonstrative pronouns will become demonstrative adjectives because they are adding to the nouns. So make sure to understand this distinction very clearly. And then next important type of pronouns to discuss is reciprocal pronouns. Now in reciprocal pronouns, the two people are related to each other. Both have mutual role in understanding a particular thing. For example, there are two pronouns basically which fall under the category of reciprocals. One is one another, another one is each other. Now one another and each other are definitely used in a sentence but in a different way. Now, how do I use one another in a sentence? When I say the boys of my class fought among one another. So the boys are number of people, more than two maybe. So I will use one another. When there are just two people. See, they both of them fought with each other because there were only two people, and they say the couple loved each other. Both husband and wife loved each other. So when we are talking about two people, we use each other, and when we are talking about many people, more than two, we use one another. Now comes the category of interrogative pronouns. Now the word itself defines. Interrogative means a question. Now words which are used to make a question, and there will always be a question mark as a sign of interrogation at the end. The words like what, where, who, which, whose, right? All these words, when they are used as a question, to make a question, to form a question, are called interrogative pronouns. Now let's understand with an example. Who is standing at the door? Where is your house? What is your name? So all these words, when they are used this way, they will be called interrogative pronouns. Now how are they different from interrogative adjectives? Let's understand. Which color? So which is followed by a noun, that is color. What dress? Or I'll say whose picture? So all these words are always followed by a noun, and they would be called interrogative adjectives. Now the most important thing to understand in the next category, that is relative pronouns, is that the same WH words, the same question words, when they come in the middle of a sentence and altogether point out towards a noun and to replace a noun and to talk about relatively about a noun, are called relative pronouns. How? Let's understand. The boy who stole my purse has been caught. So the boy, we are just using who has a relative to the boy in the middle of a sentence, not to form a question but to form a statement. Again, the picture that you wanted to buy is here for you. So here that again is acting as a relative pronoun in the middle of a sentence. The movie which you watched yesterday is very interesting. So which is acting as a relative word to refer back to the movie. So this is how we talk about relative pronouns when the WH words or certain other words like that are used in the middle of a sentence to refer back to the things, refer back to the nouns. That may be a friend, that may be a person, that may be a thing, are called relative pronouns. Last but not least comes the category of distributive pronouns and indefinite pronouns. They also fall under a broader category. Distributive actually is a subcategory of indefinite pronouns only. So the words like something, somewhere, somebody, anyone, anybody, everyone, everybody, each, either, neither, no one, nobody. All these words are not defining any particular person. They are not defining any particular specific being. So we call them indefinite. The word itself says indefinite. So these are not specifying to a particular person, a particular thing, or a particular place. So that is why they are indefinite. And in these indefinite pronouns only, there are certain words like either, neither, each, every, either fall under the subcategory of distributive pronouns. Again, they have to be used as pronouns, not as an adjective. So once I say each one of you have to go there, I use it as a pronoun. But the moment I say that each girl will go there, I am following it by a noun. That makes it a distributive adjective. So that is how we have clearly understood how pronouns are different from adjectives and how pronouns are used in a sentence. So next time, we don't have to get confused between an adjective and a pronoun. Once we discuss in the next videos about adjectives, we'll get far greater clarity about the difference between a pronoun and an adjective. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Keep watching our next videos for better clarity. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe our channel so that you can get the notification about our future videos. That's all about today. See you till next time.